She told me to try not to go to college with a boyfriend. She said she didn't want me to be the girl crying on the phone with her boyfriend and saying no to things instead of yes. Scotland is Margot's yes, I guess. Absently, I scoop up a mound of cookie dough and pop it in my mouth. You shouldn't eat raw cookie dough, Margot says. I ignore her. Josh would never hold you back from anything. He's not like that. Remember how when you decided to run for student body president, he was your campaign manager? He's your biggest fan. At this, the corners of Margot's mouth turn down, and I get up and fling my arms around her neck. She leans her head back and smiles up at me. I'm okay, she says, but she isn't. I know she isn't. It's not too late, you know. You can go over there right now and tell him you changed your mind. Margot shakes her head. It's done, Lara Jean. I release her and she closes her laptop. When will the first batch be ready? I'm hungry. I look at the magnetic egg timer on the fridge. 4 more minutes. I sit back down and say, I don't care what you say, Margot. You guys aren't done. You love him too much. She shakes her head. Lara Jean, she begins in her patient Margot voice, like I am a child and she is a wise old woman of 42. I wave a spoonful of cookie dough under Margot's nose, and she hesitates and then opens her mouth. I feed it to her like a baby. Wait and see, you and Josh will be back together in a day, maybe 2. But even as I'm saying it, I know it's not true. Margot's not the kind of girl to break up and get back together on a whim. Once she's decided something, that's it. There's no waffling, no regrets. It's like she said, when she's done, she's just done. I wish, and this is a thought I've had many times, too many times to count, I was more like Margot. 'Cause sometimes it feels like I'll never be done. Later, after I've washed the dishes and plated the cookies and set them on Kitty's pillow, I go to my room. I don't turn the light on. I go to my window. Josh's light is still on, too. The next morning, Margot is making coffee and I am pouring cereal in bowls. And I say the thing I've been thinking all morning. Just so you know, Daddy and Kitty are going to be really upset. When Kitty and I were brushing our teeth just now, I was tempted to go ahead and spill the beans, but Kitty was still mad at me from yesterday, so I kept quiet. She didn't even acknowledge my cookies, though I know she ate them because all that was left on the plate were crumbs. Margot lets out a heavy sigh. So I'm supposed to stay with Josh because of you and Daddy and Kitty? No, I'm just telling you. It's not like he would come over here that much once I was gone anyway. I frown. This didn't occur to me, that Josh would stop coming over because Margot was gone. He was coming over long before they were ever a couple, so I don't see why he should stop. He might, I say. He really loves Kitty. She pushes the start button on the coffee machine. I'm watching her super carefully because Margot's always been the one to make the coffee and I never have. And now that she's leaving, only 6 more days, I'd better know how. With her back to me, she says, maybe I won't even mention it to them. I think they'll figure it out when he's not at the airport, Gogo. Gogo is my nickname for Margot. As in Go-Go Boots. How many cups of water did you put in there? And how many spoons of coffee beans? I'll write it all down for you, Margot assures me. In the notebook. We keep a house notebook by the fridge. Margot's idea, of course. It has all the important numbers and Daddy's schedule and Kitty's carpool. Make sure you put in the number for the new dry cleaners, I say. Already done. Margot slices a banana for her cereal. Each slice is perfectly thin. And also, Josh wouldn't have come to the airport with us anyway. You know how I feel about sad goodbyes. Margot makes a face like ugh emotions. I do know. When Margot decided to go to college in Scotland, it felt like a betrayal. Even though I knew it was coming because of course she was going to go to college somewhere far away. And of course she was going to go to college in Scotland and study anthropology because she is Margot, the girl with the maps and the travel books and the plans. Of course she would leave us one day. I'm still mad at her, just a little. Just a teeny tiny bit. Obviously I know it's not her fault. But she's going so far away. And we always said we'd be the song girls forever. Margot first, me in the middle, and my sister Kitty last. On her birth certificate she is Catherine. To us she is Kitty. Occasionally we call her Kitten because that's what I called her when she was born. She looked like a scrawny, hairless kitten. We are the 3 song girls. There used to be 4. My mom Eve song. Evie to my dad, mommy to us, Eve to everyone else. Song was my mom's last name. Our last name is Covey like Lovey, not like Cove. But the reason we are the song girls and not the covey girls is my mom used to say that she was a song girl for life, and Margot said then we should be too. We all have Song for our middle name and we look more Song than Covey anyway, more Korean than white. At least Margot and I do. Kitty looks most like Daddy. Her hair is light brown like his. People say I look the most like Mommy, but I think Margot does with her high cheekbones and dark eyes. It's been almost 6 years now, and sometimes it feels like just yesterday she was here, and sometimes it feels like she never was, only in dreams. She'd mopped the floors that morning. They were shiny and everything smelled like lemons and clean house. The phone was ringing in the kitchen. She came running in to answer it, and she slipped. She hit her head on the floor and she was unconscious, but then she woke up and she was fine. That was her lucid interval. That's what they call it. A little while later she said she had a headache. She went to lie down on the couch and then she didn't wake up. Margot was the one who found her. She was 12. She took care of everything. She called 911, she called Daddy. She told me to watch over Kitty, who was only 3. I turned on the TV for Kitty in the playroom and I sat with her. That's all I did. I don't know what I would have done if Margot hadn't been there. Even though Margot is only 2 years older than me, I look up to her more than anybody.